Hi, my name is Thomas Hernandez and I'm Engineered Air's Northern Alberta Technical Service Representative. In this video, we'll be discussing direct-fired makeup air units, which is our HE series model. This video will go over basic maintenance items and communication with our new CENTCOM controller. It is important that anyone servicing the equipment follows all local codes in their jurisdiction and is qualified to be working on HVAC equipment. Be sure to wear all the appropriate PPE, turn off power, lock out when working inside the unit. The unit rating plate is mounted on the unit. It shows information on the gas and electrical requirements that the unit requires. It also shows blower and pulley information. The unit rating plate has the serial and tag of the unit. If parts or technical support are needed, Engineered Air support team will ask for that information. It is important that the label stays legible and on the unit as it contains valuable information. The blower door is labeled by the following sticker. Make sure the unit disconnect is turned off and locked out before servicing any components in this section. A small access panel is located on the other side of the unit as well. In this section, you'll find the blower and motor assembly, as well as a few other components such as the discharge air sensor and the high limit. The supply fan wheel should be looked at least yearly or more if the unit is running in a dusty environment. Inspect for dirty or broken fan blades. If the fan wheel is dirty, clean with a damp towel or compressed air. Be sure not to bend or damage any blades. The fan wheel will need to be replaced if it is damaged. Set screws on the shifts, bearing, and fan wheel should all be checked at initial startup, then after a 2-week run-in. They should then be checked regularly in 4-month intervals. For maximum belt and bearing life, pulley alignment and belt tension must be properly maintained. Only replace with belts of proper type and size. A properly adjusted V-belt rides the inside of the pulley face. Because the sides of the belt wedge in the pulley, the V-belt does not have to be extremely tight. You should roughly see a deflection 3/4 of an inch for each foot of span between the pulleys for spider bracket bearings. For units with pillow block bearings, allow 1/64 of an inch of deflection for each 1 inch of span of length. Pulleys should be checked for proper alignment and adjusted if needed. Lubrication of the fan bearings is extremely important for proper operation and bearing life. We use different types of bearing depending on what was ordered with the unit. Spider bracket bearings come with permanently lubricated sealed ball bearings which should not require lubrication. Pillow ball bearings are the other style typically used in units. The required lubrication is based on fan run time, shaft size, and environmental elements. Please refer to our HE manual for a chart showing re-greasing intervals for all different types of bearings that we use in our units. It is important to remember to not over-grease pillow block bearings as they can pop the seal and then the bearing will need to be replaced. Bearings that require lubrication should be greased while rotating slowly. Some units come with extended lube lines. The tubing is not pre-filled from factory. Remove the tubing on the bearing, purge the line with the appropriate bearing grease, and then reinstall the line back on the bearing. Refer to the motor manufacturer for motor lubrication recommendations. The blower door also gives access to the burner. The burner can also be accessed from the other side panel. It is recommended that the burner be inspected once each year prior to the heating season. Remove any scale that may have accumulated on the burner plates. Ensure that the holes on the burner plates and gas orifices are completely clear of foreign material. A wire brush can be used to clean these off. The pilot assembly has both the spark rod and the flame rod. Ensure the spark rod maintains a minimum of 1/8 of an inch gap to a maximum of 5/16 of an inch. The flame rod can be cleaned with a wire brush or the whole assembly replaced to ensure proper operation. It is important to remember to ensure the proper gap on the spark rod and that a new gasket is used when installing a new pilot assembly. Filter changing intervals can be based on pressure drop across the filter or by calendar scheduling or visual inspection. Scheduled intervals should be between 1 and 6 months, depending on the pollutant loading from the outdoor air. Filters should be removed during the winter season. If the unit comes with winter and summer filter sections, the winter section should be used during the winter months. The two types of filters used are high velocity washable filter type and pleated filter. The washable filter can be removed, washed, and cleared of debris, then reinstalled. The pleated cartridge type must be disposed of properly and have new ones installed. More units are now being installed with VFD cabinets. These cabinets are ventilated and have air filters in the inlet air opening. They should also be checked during unit filter changing intervals. Damper linkages and actuators should be checked for tightness. All damper hardware should be checked every 3 months. Lubrication may be required for proper operation. The main electrical compartment houses the controller, all the other electrical components, and gas manifold. The wiring diagram is installed on the door for reference. It is recommended that once a year to turn power off and lock out the unit. Check all the electrical connections for tightness. When turning the unit back on, keep the service switch off, turn on the unit disconnect. Once power is on and confirmed, turn on the service switch. Run the unit through a test checking all controls for proper operation. Repair or replace any faulty controls. This is Engineered Air's CENCON controller. This is the primary operational component for the majority of custom manufactured Engineered Air HVAC equipment. Expansion modules can be added to extend the operational capabilities to gas-fired heating, cooling, humidification, and energy recovery systems. For direct-fired makeup air units, we have added the modules MXM for the gas-fired heating and the PXM for the pressure differential across your burner. The PXM controller has a built-in pressure sensor which reads the pressure drop going across the burner. The two tubes go on either side of the profile plate. These two tubes should be checked during filter change intervals. Carefully remove the tube from the PXM and blow through them using dried nitrogen to clean them from debris. If a restriction is felt and cannot be dislodged, replace the tube. The tubes run along the top of the unit, not in the airstream. Direct connection may be made to a Windows 10 OS computer or tablet. To gain access to the CENCON testing interface, connect using a Cat5 Ethernet cable to the CENCON near the top right of the controller. Tablets may require a USB or Ethernet adapter. These instructions can be found in the CENCON manual. To set the correct IP address, click the Start button. Open up Settings. Click Network and Internet. Click on Ethernet. Change adapter options. Right-click Ethernet and hit Properties. You will then find Internet Protocol version. Highlight and click Properties. Set the static IP address on the computer with the following settings. These settings can be found in the manual. Once this is complete, close it down. Open up the web browser. This should appear after that correct address has been put up. The correct address can be found in the manual. Refresh the page, and this is the testing interface for the CENCON. The CENCON testing interface gives alarm status, unit status, and temperature readouts of the sensors. Thank you for paying attention to this video. Please visit our website at www.engineeredair.com for a list of our manuals. If more detailed information is required, refer to the HE manual for further instruction.